All right. So,
String
um,
quartet pairs,
so,
bad bridesmaid dresses,
mm-hmm.
and
I mean,
Okay.
we do run into the same problem of we can't have this look like a modern wedding. We can't have
Yes.
it look like a particular culture's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have its own elvish culture stuff to it, which we will need to
Yes.
invent. We probably don't need to do that tonight, but at some
Thanks.
point,
I appreciate
somebody would have to figure out.
you know what this sounds like? This sounds like a great thing to put on the forums and be like, hey
It
guys.
It does.
How
Okay.
I kind of already put it in the music forum, but no one really bit, so I have to wait till someone thinks a little more about it.
Yeah. All right. So we get our wedding plans. Do we want the end of the episode to culminate in the wedding?
No. The debate's going to be pretty rancorous, and we don't want to go straight from that to, happiness.
Right. Okay.
We want to have the happy scene up front, and then have everything fall apart.
Well, unless the wedding is kind of bittersweet. Like it's a celebratory event, but there's people looking at each other, and there's sad, ominous music.
No. I don't want to make it look like Muriel was not cursed on her wedding day. That's not what this is about.
Okay. All right. I mean, there have been talk about having their relationship seem like really hard work
from the start,
and his relationship with Indus seeming very easy until it kind of causes all kinds of chaos and mayhem.
Right. But
I think we can save the doomed wedding sad music stuff for Turin.
Oh no, Karen has a wedding. You're right. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
There's going to be so much hate. So much hate will be had, unless we don't show. Oh, but we have to show the scene between.
We're going to show
between her and Glorung. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to show her showing up naked on a hill because that's how they meet. Yeah. We're going to show their wedding, I would assume, and we're going to show her running around pregnant afterwards.
Yeah, these are problems for later, you're right. Well, what I was thinking was, well, we can just open up with her just being a random naked girl on a hill. Yeah, I know. And we don't know until later that she's a sister. Because last time we saw her, she was a little kid, but then we missed out on the scene between her and Glorung.
No, we're gonna see it. The audience has to know it's his sister, so they can be suitably horrified.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But the worst part is that it's actually a really sweet relationship. That's the horrible part.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Okay. All right.
The point is, there's gonna be some weird stuff.
Mm-hmm. So. It needs to be a sweet relationship. That's why it's tragic. I know. That's what I just said that. Anyway, so, all right. So we've got the wedding plans. There's a conversation. There's going to be a conversation between Muriel and family member X between wedding plans and the beginning of the debate.
Yeah.
Okay. And then. Halfway through the debate, we need to get our Teleri viewpoint. X-Way, yes. Bobway!
No. The problem is that we should do all of our subplots before we get into actual full-blown debate, unless the debate has multiple pieces to it. Because the debate kind of needs to culminate with everybody arguing with each other. And we need to know who the people are before they get to that point.
Okay. All right. So we start out with the wedding plans. Then we go to the only way the debate works is going to work is in pieces. I agree. But maybe we introduce our Teleri characters with Elway. Elway has a meet with his crew, basically going, this is the way this is going to go down. We're not in a debate here. Nobody's like arguing with him yet. We establish that Olway is his brother. We establish Lenway as a character, and we establish Teleri Avari girl.
Okay.
Okay, and we hint that she's in love with Elway, and she's missed him, and now he's glowy. Now he's even more handsome than he was before.
No, it's not like that. It's that she's genuinely happy to see him again.
Yes, I agree.
We see some of the same stuff that Muriel showed to Finway, but in this case, it's not reciprocated. Always just like, hey, great to see you too.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Moving on. Moving on to the important people that I have to speak to.
He's not
radioactive. You're still just as important. He just doesn't notice. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
And then there's like a Taylor Swift song that plays. I'm not saying anything about Taylor Swift, but I'm saying that a lot of pop songs have their roots really strongly in folk music, and these themes have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. We just make fun of them now, so yeah, definitely. Continue.
So, Nerwin plays Teardrops on my guitar.
Hey, you knew the name of the Taylor Swift song. Good job.
Okay. So, don't judge me.
No judgment. This is a judgment. You are safe here, Nick. It's just you and us and the entire internet. Don't worry about it.
Karita, you're gonna love this. Alex says that this episode would be better as a full-on Elvish musical.
Really? Oh, that's so exciting! I get to cast all my favorite musical people.
No.
No?
It wouldn't be better. No, it would not.
There should be singing else.
There definitely should be singing. Absolutely, there should be singing. But it's not a musical.
It was my birthday. Could it be if it was my birthday? Like.
Okay. All right. So we get we get an introduction to that sector.
Mm-hmm.
Should we get an introduction to Ale at some point, or should we find another way to do that?
I don't feel like he needs a lot of introduction. He doesn't interact with people. He's a loner, so he just kind of shows up, is angry, stomps out, done. Like.
Okay. Okay. Alex is saying all introductions in Act 1. We can see him, maybe.
Right, but he doesn't
have to say anything. Maybe he's looking around at at the proceedings gruffly and aggravatedly. He doesn't truck with this sort of nonsense yet.
Love is gross.
Yes, all girls have cooties, and so I'm going to kidnap me one.
Yeah, I just.
Later, the Noldor are going to be very looking down on him for being an Avari. Like,
yes.
You know, they call him Dark Elf, and
yes, because he's a Morriquendi.
Well, because he is, yeah. But the point, and I realize, okay, Curufin, son of Feanor, looks down on a lot of people, but that interaction makes it very clear that their issue is not entirely that he kidnapped their cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Your issue is in part that he kidnapped someone so far above his station.
Yes.
And possibly the cousin issue is relevant as well. But that really just like strong looking down on a dark elf from the point of view of the Noldor, it's in character, but seeing that he was originally just like the other Noldor, like he was part of the group that becomes later, it would have future interest, I think.
Yeah. So
It's not like
how do we do
it respectfully as like a grandfather? They're looking down on him.
So how would we illustrate that then? Do you think?
Just showing that he's there and that he's part of the Noldor.
Okay.
So when he shows up later, and the Noldor are like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, you're gross. All right. So we get wedding preparations. We introduce Grumpy Ale and Ale, however you pronounce the name. Anyway, then we get Elway plus crew. We get then we go into debate. We do have to break the debate up. There's no question that we do.
Well, the Elway plus crew is probably going to very quickly turn into the debate because it's him saying, all right, guys, we have to start getting everything organized to move to Valinor, and not everyone's going to agree with that. So as soon as there's disagreement, the debate has started.
Yeah, well, so maybe this expands into a larger debate. Like, I don't know. I was thinking that the debate takes place in a more formal setting. They don't necessarily... Nobody really raises their concerns here.
Okay.
The unrest should be obvious. So we
can see troubled faces, yeah.
I would imagine that the debate starts in a small pocket and eventually expands to the whole group, not the other way around where they like call an official meeting and then everyone gets mad.
What if it's a setup? What if he's setting up? I'm not saying this in like a sneaky way. He's kind of okay. What if Ingwe has declared that there's going to be a meeting? Because he can totally do that on his own.
Right.
He calls a meeting, and so some of Elway's closest buddies / brothers / girl that really likes him come to want to know what's going on, what's this all about, and he explains the situation to them in a way that allows us to meet all these people, but while we can see some of them are not really on board, they don't take this opportunity to voice their concerns until the actual discussion.
Okay.
See. I think as long as it's really clear that there are people who are going to be at odds inevitably, and maybe some of them know that they're going to be at odds in this debate. Maybe some of them don't realize it. I don't know. This one's going to be kind of a challenge for our dialogue people, because we have dialogue people.
Sure.
Yeah, we do.
That's us, guys. Alex says a couple of things here. I don't think the debate should be as formidable as everyone sits down at a meeting for talking. Debate is more a context for this period of Elvish life. Can we get some love for Ingwe in this episode? Have to meet him with his posse, getting them all on message. Yeah, that's going to be kind of like that. What I'm worried about is that scene looks like, hey guys, we're going to Valinor, and everybody's like, yes.
Well, if we have Elway's posse expressing some confusion, doubt, and wait, what? About this whole idea, it would make sense to have a scene where Ingwe is telling people who are all like, yes, we will do the thing. So explaining that Ingwe's got his group completely behind him from the get-go is probably a scene that should happen.
What if we did that first then? Also, what Marie said. What if before we go to Elway and crew, we see Ingwe and crew, and everything just goes fine? No problems. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
When Elway does that,
it doesn't go.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ingwe is distracted by wedding plans, and therefore he's not even bothering to round up the Noldor yet.
Which is why half of them don't go.
Because this wedding ruined everything.
Okay.
No.
So.
Okay, I kind of like.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I like the idea of one posse being like, yeah, Valinor, you know, we figured that was gonna happen sometime, and then the other going, wait, now, like all of them, or like, you mean two? And there being awkwardness, if not outright fighting.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, if we have the debate start with Elway breaking the news to his people, and everything kind of turns into that's how the debate begins. Do we leave it on, like, we have to leave it unresolved and go somewhere else?
Yes, but it doesn't have to get into full-blown debate.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right away. It's just there has to be some expressions of, wait, what? And I was, yeah, you know, we're all going to do this thing, and people start kind of pushing back a little bit, like, are you sure that's a good plan, or why are we doing this, or, you know, just whatever the concerns are. It doesn't have to be the, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, there can be one who's like, oh, yeah, like, maybe we'll go sometime, but, like, I just started, like, a tower over there, or a bridge that's pretty important to me, and, like, at least 500 years. Like, I can't, I'm booked this week. Like, I love you, like, but that bridge isn't going to build itself.
Well, I feel like that doesn't necessarily. I mean, there can be some Teleri that feel that way, but I don't think that's gonna more come up when the Noldor are.
That's true. That's more of a Noldor thing, isn't it?
Now we can move from this opening phase of debate into now Miriel dealing with family member who is basically saying, you know, he's going to make you leave. You know, he's going to want you to leave.
Right. Before we do that, it would probably be good to have a scene that's just Finwë and Miriel together.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that we can see that they are happy, that they are good together, that they're a good couple. Like, we have to somehow
establish that. Yeah.
We have to show the audience that this is a good thing.
Yeah.
So that her family is like, are you really sure about this? We don't side with the family.
Right. Okay. Well, some of us might, but not necessarily.
We don't want to make it too clear that the family has good arguments. I mean, there has to be something to show that Miriel and Finwë is a good couple.
Okay. I wonder if we lost Karita here.
Sorry, guys. I am.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to see if we lost everybody or if we just lost.
I'm still here.
Oh, you are still here. You're just not on. You're not visible. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting a phone call that I need to take. Go. So I'm trying to. All right. I will be back shortly.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Alex says that the switch from the debate to Finwë Miriel stuff is a good Act 1 break. I agree. Okay. So we're going to get Finway Muriel stuff. They have a good relationship. Do we want to show that? Do we want to like make it clear here that Finway plans to go back to Valinor, and while what's her name? While Muriel is not 100% on board, she's at least willing?
Yeah, there should be some level of acceptance on her part. She shouldn't be agreeing to marry a guy with that still being an issue between them.
Right.
That doesn't quite make sense. So if we're going to start the episode with happy wedding plans and then have a scene with just the two of them, he could be describing how wonderful Valinor is or something to her, and she can be listening to him and not necessarily like, yeah, sounds great, but still like...
Well, if you say so, that kind of thing.
No, more of the, oh, this is actually really interesting. I didn't realize it was like that. Like, she's interested.
Okay.
Because her contention up front was, I don't trust this whole Valar thing. I think they're going to just, like, turn us into their little puppets.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of want to stay out of that.
Yeah.
Never mind that she becomes Viray's servant later on. But, that's the thing is she's a little bit like, I don't know about this whole Valar thing, but she doesn't know what Valinor's like. And so when he's telling her some of what he's describing, she's going to be like, oh, wow, okay, that's actually really cool, and I didn't realize that's what we had over there. So I want there to be some, like, oh, okay, on her part, without a, like, yes, let's do this right now.
All right. I'm gonna put in a quick break right here. If you are watching this on YouTube Live, stay with us. We'll be back in a second. If you are watching this on YouTube after the fact, definitely like and share the videos. Comment if you if you have suggestions or comments or questions or general observations, things like that. Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. We'll be back in a moment.